I gotta check if the sound and everything sounds okay. Test. Okay, I think it's working actually. Very nice. So today, guys, doing another cooking stream for lunch. All right, turn this down. We're gonna be making Herby. It says Herby Parmesan crusted chicken, but I despise cheese, so it's just gonna be Herby crusted chicken. That is the plan. Hopefully, it works out. But I don't know. I'm just kind of having a chill day. Friday, start work again on Monday. Thought I'd pop the stream up. Let me try and get the chats and everything up and running so I can actually see it if anything comes in. I always have problems with the cooking streams constantly. Like, it seems like every stream something goes wrong, and my phone battery always just dies insta. But we're going to try our best and hope that everything goes swimmingly. I'm going to pop out these chats. Okay, very nice. All right. Hopefully we're set. Hopefully we're cooking. So first things first, I'm making coffee because I woke up, I don't know, probably an hour and a half ago, and I've had nothing to eat. I've only had water to drink, and I'm a fiend for my coffee, and I just have to have it in the morning. So that's what we're doing. I have this little container with my Ninja coffee maker, and there's a water filler upper behind the camera that you can't see. So I'm going to make coffee, and then we're going to start cooking. And, you know, I don't know if coffee is a bad idea, but it's just habit for me at this point. Like, I just have to have a coffee every day. And I usually end up drinking maybe half of it, and then once it gets cold, I just like, all right, I guess I'm done. Ooh. There's some coffee remnants from yesterday. Just gonna clean that real quick. All right, and now we should be cooking with gas. So if you ever tune in the stream, you got to let me know when anything goes wrong, because it's really hard for me to track it, especially with cooking streams. It is super duper hard for me to know if my mic stops working, if the stream starts being super laggy. Everything looks okay right now. So yeah. I also put you guys on the wide lens, which is we never usually do before with the streams. But let's get started cooking this chicken. First things first, we need potatoes. It says 12 ounces of potatoes. I'm going to guess actually, these are the only potatoes we have. So we have these potatoes, which we're going to end up washing. We need to get garlic. We like to kind of grind our garlic because these things always ask for diced garlic. So we kind of just do it beforehand. I put it in this little jar because it's annoying to dice it all the time. So, little tip for you out there. Green beans. ka-chow. Chicken cutlets, ka-chow. And then we should have breadcrumbs, which I have here. And we need sour cream and Italian seasoning. The Italian seasoning we have here. And sour cream. Which I have in here. It says 3 tablespoons. There's a lot of sour cream here. I'm gonna say, it doesn't say how many tablespoons this is, but we'll just take 2 out. See what happens. Okay, and that should be all of our ingredients. I'm just gonna wash these potatoes really quick. So, I don't know. What's been in the news today? What's new in gaming news? I mean, I feel like we talk about Game Awards every time. That was kind of the big news. Games that I've been playing is Pokemon. If you aren't checking out the Pokemon streams and you're really interested in Pokemon, you should check out the Pokemon streams. And then been playing World of Warcraft a little bit. Hitting a bit of a lull. I'm level 40 now in WoW Classic. And it's becoming a slog. I'm not going to lie to you. It's becoming a little bit of a slog now. I wanted to be level 60 by the time the Burning Crusade releases. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm basically just paying for dungeon runs at this point just to level up. We got to preheat the oven to 450 degrees. Bada bang. I wonder what's going to be a good spot for you guys. Maybe I bring you in a little closer? What do we think of that? That's a little better, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Now I need to dice the potatoes into 1/2-inch pieces. Okay. We gotta grab our knife. Ooh, and I think our coffee's done. Woo! Gotta love some coffee. I gotta find a mug that I like, which I think all of mine are in the wash. But this is clean, so I can actually do this. I can grab my Rick and Morty mug. Woo! Love Rick and Morty. How do you guys like your coffee? Personally, I usually do black coffee, but with these beans that I got, I have these beans called After 8 a.m., I think is what it's, or something like that. I just feel like I need a little teensy bit amount of sugar in there. But I don't know, with coffee, I feel like I've always been the type of person who's always said that, oh, I drink black coffee. But then, the more I think about it, I don't always drink black coffee. I actually, I think, been tending towards putting more sugar in than usual. Like, I don't like a lot of sugar, but I like some sugar. All right. We're dicing potatoes. I'm actually going to need to move somewhat quickly because this phone does not last long at all. So we got to be really fast. We got to kind of speed run this. So diced potatoes into half-inch pieces. Okay. How we want to do this? At least we don't have to peel them. That's nice. Okay. This is what we're doing. Here, let me see if I can't get you guys a good angle on the cooking here. Sure. I'm just going to do little rounds. Like that, maybe. Man, I want to bring you guys. I don't know if I like the zoomed out view like that. I'm not sure I like that very much. I think I almost want to do the 1x, the regular zoom. That. Also, I've been watching One Punch Man. That's an anime that is awesome. The new season is out now. But I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of mixed reviews. The main complaint being that Saitama doesn't show up hardly in any of the episodes so far. I mean, the whole show is called One Punch Man, and the whole payoff is for him to one punch the biggest and baddest monsters ever. But it's hard, I feel like, to create a narrative where your protagonist is just like a god, like he always wins, and like it's basically not a struggle for them. So I kind of can see where they might be running into some like narrative issues, but they did really great in the other seasons about it, and still having Saitama involved. And like the thing is, I'm not there to watch One Punch Man. Maybe this is a hot take. I'm not necessarily there to watch all these epic fights. I am there to watch Saitama one punch things. That is what I'm there for. But you can't have him one punch things all the time because he's kind of like he doesn't know what's going on sort of thing, and he's just chilling. He's always like the quintessential like good guy, and yeah, I don't know. Pat chicken dry, paper towels. Okay, we gotta pat this chicken dry and get this open. So let's get our kitchen scissors. If you watch this channel regularly at all, you know that we love the chicken or the kitchen scissors. One of the best tools in a kitchen, in my opinion. I love this thing. Not even because it touches food, but because it can just open things. Like this. It's also nice for cutting vegetables with as well. We're not going to do that with this one. I think I just need to get this chicken open and then we're fine. Ooh, this chicken is like hard, like frozen. Yo. You guys see that? There's like ice on it. That's what was making it stick. But man, does that look gross. All right, back to this. Push that over there. I also want to put aluminum foil on this. So, all right, guys, I want to speed run. I always use aluminum foil because I've given up trying to just cook on the bare thing. I put tons of oil. It seems like it always something kind of gets stuck to it or burnt to it or whatever. Aluminum foil just solves all problems and makes it so I don't have to really clean up the pan afterwards, which is really the biggest perk to it all. All right, we got to pat the chicken dry. Kind of sucks that the chicken has like ice on it, so that makes this a little weird. I've never actually seen this chicken with ice on it before when we get it. All right, cool beans, cool beans. All right, we're picking dry. Salt and pepper. Typically, I usually have these grease ready beforehand, but I also typically don't stream at noon. Usually, these are dinner making streams instead of lunch making streams. But I don't know. I'm hungry and I have a ton of these meals that have gone uncooked, and I'm like, I just got to start getting rid of them or start cooking them and just getting them out of my refrigerator. To be honest with you, so that's what we're doing. Flip over the chicken, put some salt on there, put some pepper on there. And then after we do that, place on one side of baking sheet. Wait a second. Okay, these instructions are a little messed up. Diced potatoes. Oh, we have to trim the green beans. That's easy. Pat chicken dry, paper towels, and season all over salt and pepper. Done. Place on one side of a baking sheet. Okay. Done. Add half the panko, a large drizzle of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. Wants me to add that to the bowl of Parmesan, but we're not using the Parmesan because I hate cheese. All right, I see what we're doing. I see the vision. I just need to get a small little bowl. Half the panko. Half the panko. It says half a cup of panko. This is half a cup. Now when it says half the panko, because this is half a cup, and in the recipe it says half a cup. So do I do half of a half, or do I do the full thing? I don't think it ever comes up again, so I'm doing all of this. Boom, clap, sound in my heart, the beat goes on and on and on and on. Add half me go a large drizzle of olive oil. What do we think a large drizzle is? That I'm not gonna lie, that felt like a big drizzle. That one I went to town. Uh, and 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Okay, so in here is, guys, it's 0.11 ounces. How big is that? 1 TSP. 1 TSP. There we go. Boom. That's 1 TSP on the dot. Okay. Now, salt, pepper. Salt, pepper. And then I think I got to mix it all together. Salt and pepper, mix it all together. Can you see in the bowl? This is what we got going on in here. This is the panko that we're going to end up covering the chicken with. There's that. All right. Panko's in there. Now we need to cover the chicken with the panko mixture. Oh, actually, we have to cover the chicken with sour cream first. So let's bring you over here and see what we can see. This is where I'm putting that chicken on there. And now our sour cream. Now, how I'm going to do this is that I am going to find the instructions. Spread tops of chicken with half the sour cream. Okay, that we can do. We can do that. Put that. Am I just going to use my hands for this, you think? Should we just use my hands? And it says spread tops of chicken with half the sour cream. Is this cream cheese or sour cream? This is cream cheese. So good thing we didn't put it on there. All right, Zyphophorus. Hey, yo, what's up, dude? How's it going? Right, we're doing a cooking stream right now. And I've already messed up the first one, or with this, because I actually need sour cream. How you doing, man? I'm kind of trying to speed run it so I don't lose my phone battery. All right, so what I got to find here is sour cream. All right, here's sour cream there. Do you think we only need one? It says 3 tablespoons. You think that's 3 tablespoons? I'm going to say that's fine. I put this over here. I can't believe we almost put cream cheese on top of the chicken. All right, time for the sour cream. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. All right. And now we just kind of go to town, I think. And smother it all over. The thing with this chicken is that it wasn't frozen. It was in my fridge, but it still had ice on it. And now I can tell that the ice is melting. And so it's getting really watery. I'm good. And you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Had a pretty good New Year's. Went out, did some things, saw family, the whole shindig. But it's been good. I'm gonna put a little more sour cream actually. Boom. Just gonna mix some of this even more in there. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous about this. I'm not gonna say that I am the greatest chef in the world. And that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, that's there. Now, if anything in quality the big thing with these cooking streams, they're really hard to make them like. 'Cause I'm using my phone, so the quality. I don't know. I've done cooking streams a couple of times, and the quality on it is always like something always happens. Either the mic turns off or frame rate just goes in the gutter. But hopefully we're watching it a little. I'm trying to watch it a little closer this time. And so what we're making here is Herby. It's Herby Parmesan crusted chicken, but I don't like Parmesan, so we're just calling it Herby crusted chicken. And that's what we're doing. I'm not a big cheese guy. Like I can have pizza and I don't know, Doritos, Goldfish, but I mean cheese on a hamburger, cheese on anything pretty much I'm like kind of opposed to. Like I'm just not into that. Cover it up. What herbs are you using? So we are using, I mean, nothing too. It's just Italian seasoning. Italian seasoning. There's gonna be garlic, but not on the chicken. So panko breadcrumbs and Italian seasoning, and that's it. I don't know if there's anything special about Italian seasoning. Like what is in Italian seasoning, but that's what the instructions tell me, and that's what we have. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this is gonna be one of the best meals I've made. I'm gonna be completely honest. The chicken started out scuffed. I was already starting out by trying to put cream cheese on top of it. But you know what? We ball. All right. Create some space there. Let's call that good enough. Let's see what's next on the instructions. All right. Spread tops of chicken with half the sour cream, then mound with firmly adhere, and then roast on middle rack for 5 minutes. Okay, and then I need to get a medium pot with salted water. Okay, got it. So what I'm going to do first, actually, is we are going to trim the green beans. This. There. Let's see how we're doing, how that looks. These are my kitchen scissors, one of my favorite kitchen tools. I'll clean this up because I don't know, I just feel like I need to. Because then we need to whip out these green beans. Do that. I'm also having my coffee because I woke up maybe 2 hours ago. And I don't know, I have to have a coffee like once a day. It's like has to be the thing that starts my day. Otherwise it just like feels off. So very quickly I'm going to speed run trimming these. Hopefully we don't cut my finger off. Ka-chow. Looks like mic is still on, so I think we're still clutch. I saved that. I saved that green bean from falling. I really want to start adding music. I would like to have music, but I have no way of doing that yet. Bang. Bang. We're almost there. 3 at a time. That's a record. Great. We got our green beans ready to go. That means the chicken is going to go into the oven. For like 5 minutes, it said. And in the meantime, I need to get a medium pot to start boiling because I think I'm making mashed potatoes with this. I think this will be big enough. I think it'll be big enough. We think that's big enough? Hopefully. I don't know how I feel about the 0.5 times zoom. But I'm going to fill this up with water now. All right. Let's use this little guy here. Do that. So that's going to boil. Looking at the instructions again. Place potatoes and garlic cloves in a medium pot with enough salted water to cover by 2 inches. Bring to a boil and cook till tender. Okay. So, salted water. I don't know where a good angle is here. Maybe this. Maybe that. It's hard for me to see what you guys can actually see. Hopefully that kind of works. Sure. All right. Potatoes are incoming in 10, 9, 8, 7, 7.5, 6, 5. Here's some of them. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Nice. All the potatoes in there. I think it's covered by 2 inches. You're going to have to let me know. Bring to a boil and cook until tender, 10 to 12 minutes. Oh, and garlic cloves. All right, so I do this a little differently, which maybe I shouldn't, but so I pre-dice the garlic and put them in this jar. Has some olive oil in it though, which kind of creates a problem. It says 2 cloves, and we're just gonna say that that's good enough. So we shall wait for that to boil. All right. The timer has 1:30 left on the chicken. Once the chicken roasts, I have to toss the green beans on the empty side. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere. These potatoes are going to take a hot second to boil. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So instead of making you guys watch water boil, maybe I'll bring you out here and then we can kind of chat or something. So yeah, this is all I got. I have the before and after coffee of Rick and Morty. The Game Awards. I feel like I talk about the Game Awards all the time. But Expedition 33 really swept away with a lot of stuff. How do we feel about Expedition 33 winning RPG of the Year? Kind of stole it from Kingdom Come Deliverance, in my opinion. Kingdom Come Deliverance was an amazing RPG. It deserved some sort of recognition. Okay, that's the timer. That means the chicken is done. We're going to whip it out. And we're going to put it over there. And we're going to toss the green beans on the other side of it. Take a look. So far, that's how we're doing with the chicken. I mean, you can't really see it. Yeah, I think I think I would prefer a different zoom on the camera for next time. To do this, and I just chuck the green bean across the kitchen. On there, we need to drizzle a little bit of olive oil. So, whoop. Not sure how that's going to work out. Typically, I would use my brush, but I am in a rush right now, I think. I feel like. Throw some salt on there. Oh, it wants me to put the Italian, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning again. So, you can't see anything. Yeah, I gotta change the zoom. It's better the other way. All right. There we go. 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, everybody. And we're gonna just like do a little shaking action. Coolio. Oh, do I put more olive oil? I'm worried about how we did this olive oil. Like, not that we didn't put enough, but I usually spread it around. Like, I usually do the olive oil beforehand, not after the fact. But we're calling that good enough. We take this. Potatoes have not yet come to a boil, but I can see it starting to pop off a tiny amount. Okay, so that's in the oven now, and now we're back here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, potatoes are not boiling. I am not going to lie to you guys. The potatoes in the pot, something looks weird with the water. I don't know if it's weird. I mean, we have like the white bubbles. I think it's the oil from the olive oil with the garlic really messing with it. But I don't know. Isn't there like specks in there or something? Doesn't that not look strange a little bit? Yes. Okay, so how long are we cooking the chicken? Uh, 10 to 15 minutes more, it says. This water, if it came to a boil, we could almost time it perfectly. I'm going to do 15 minutes for the chicken because when I grabbed it from the fridge, it had some ice on it. So, I imagine it couldn't hurt. I'd rather overcook than undercook. So yeah, there's that. What else do we have going on here? Yeah, because I think once we get the chicken cooked and then this water comes to a boil, we let it boil, the potatoes boil in the water for like 12 minutes, and then we mash them because we're making mashed potatoes and green beans. And then we should be chilling from there. To prep for what's next is we're going to need butter. So let me see. I hope we have butter. Yeah, we do. I have a whole stick of butter here. So the type of butter I have is plant butter. Now, this is not because I'm vegan or anything like that, but for Thanksgiving, my niece can't have dairy products basically. So I was making a banana bread because banana bread is like my forte, and so I used plant butter for that. So now I'm just kind of have to finish it off. But this is the last stick from the box, so yeah, then we'll have regular butter again. Although when it comes to something like this, I'm not even sure I could be able to tell the difference. I mean, can you tell the difference between plant butter and regular butter? I think it depends on the food. Some foods you can, some foods you can't. But it wants me to use 2 tablespoons. But I don't know. We have some time. I can kind of sit on this a little bit. This still has not come to a boil. It's getting foamy. See how foamy it's getting? I think I did the garlic stuff wrong. I don't think I should have put olive oil. I don't think it's a big deal. I also probably put too much water. You see them bubbles popping a little bit? Something's happening. Something's popping off. I mean, does that look crazy? Do those potatoes look crazy? Yeah. I don't know. We're almost there. We have about 11 minutes left on the chicken. And then hopefully these potatoes are okay. One time I tried boiling potatoes, and when I went to mash them, I didn't cook them long enough, so Didn't really have mashed potatoes. I just had a mess. It was the olive oil with the garlic. That was a huge mistake. It said to put garlic in there. I like to pre-prep my garlic with this here, but when I store my pre-diced garlic, we store them with olive oil, and I don't know. Maybe I should have just got a fresh garlic clove and just done it that way. But I'm lazy. I'm a lazy kitchen guy. So that's what we're doing there. Let's see. What else are we waiting for? I mean, this is really boiling up, these bubbles. Something crazy is happening here. I'm going to say that is considered coming to a boil. Wouldn't we agree? There we go. Now it's actually starting to boil now. Nice. I think so. Cool, cool, cool. So we can see how this shapes up. Watch this boil. Is anything gonna happen? Now, definitely, yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. I hope this doesn't overflow. Okay, so hold on. The instructions say bring to a boil and cook until tender, 10 to 12 minutes. So we got it at about the 10-minute mark. It came to a boil. And I think we're just going to let it ride like this. I think we just let the boiling ride. Don't overboil it. Is that possible? I mean, I need to get these potatoes super soft. I will turn it down a little bit, maybe, actually. Like with overflow, yeah. I was a little worried about overflow. It looks like it's kind of taming the bubbles or whatever the white stuff was. It's taming down a little bit. I think we're in a decent spot now. All right. We are now cooking with gas. We got about 7 minutes left until the chicken is done. I might let the potatoes go for another minute or two. Uh, we can start thinking about how we're doing the mashed potatoes. I do have a masher. This is my masher. And then I need to prep 2 tablespoons of butter. All right, so the boil looks like it's tamed down. Bring you back over here. So we need to get 2 tablespoons of butter. Here we are. What the heck is this? All right, I don't know. That was, well, definitely not using this now. No worries, no worries. We have another one. What foam is the proteins denaturing, becoming inactive biologically, basically getting cooked. Oh, so it's potatoes, not the olive oil. Nice. Well, good to know. All right, so 2 tablespoons of butter. So I don't know. Let's just grab this. That's 1 tablespoon at least. And we gotta wait for the next group. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to get a little bit more into cooking. I didn't grow up really knowing how to cook, but I have been cooking these meals a lot more recently the past couple months. But sometimes I don't always know what I'm gonna get. I think my least favorite thing about cooking is peeling and then dicing and cutting up vegetables because that takes so much time. I'm always like, I mean, I sometimes I just like want to speed run it. I wouldn't say that I hate cooking. I don't hate it, but I don't particularly super duper enjoy it. But I don't know. There's a part of me that kind of likes it. I don't know. Over time, as I think I've improved, I've become to appreciate it a little bit more. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And then we're going to be mashing them with this rest of this sour cream, some more of this butter, and hopefully the chicken's fine. In the meantime, I could try cleaning up a little bit while we have some time. In Polish, we call those foams koshik, word for fur coat. Oh, nice. Koshuk, kushuk, koshik. You could tell me that's anything. I could just be saying a, a bad word. They are especially apparent with boiling milk. Nice. Huh. That in there. Cover on that. One minute, 30 seconds. We're going to try and get this cleaned up. I don't think I need the olive oil anymore. Put that back. $50. Also, if you made chicken soup from raw meat, that gets foamy too. Huh. Okay, so it's the proteins. So that confuses me when it comes to potatoes. Because potatoes don't have, I mean, maybe they have some form of protein in them, I guess. Maybe. Because milk, understandable. I mean, potatoes, they don't have protein in them, do they? Or if they do, I guess it's like very little, or maybe there's different forms of proteins. I don't know. All right, that's the timer. Um, let's take a look at this chicken. Let's see how we're faring. Whoa, it's hot. You guys can't really get a good look, but honestly, it looks okay, to be honest. So I'm going to take that out, but I can't hold you guys when I do that. So, and then I'm going to let these potatoes go for like another 2 minutes. Oh my God. I'm telling you, nothing is burnt. I promise. Oh my God. Every time that goes off when I do these cooking streams, and I swear to God, nothing is burnt. Nothing is burnt. Every time. It kills me. Most embarrassing thing ever. Oh my God. Uh, nothing burnt. Smoke detector? Yes. I don't know why. It is so sensitive. I swear. Uh, but here's the chicken. See, the chicken doesn't look bad. It's not burnt. None, none of this. I mean, there's like, I don't know, little brown spots, but nothing like too crazy. Like, nothing too crazy. Okay. Actually, I will keep you over here. What we're gonna do is I want to cut open this chicken just to see that everything looks okay inside. Actually, you know what? I don't need to do what I'm doing right now. I have a meat thermometer. Boom. So for chicken, to know if chicken is good, it needs to be at 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius. But this is in Fahrenheit. I don't know if you guys can see it. I mean, that's 200. So I mean, we're so fine. How's this one? 206, 202. You guys, I don't even think you can read it from back there, but yeah. So the meat thermometer says we are more than fine. All right, potatoes are done. Now we can get to mashing. Okay, let's go here. For the mashed potatoes, we need to drain it. Okay. To drain it, I'm going to use this thing. A little, I don't know, strainer or whatever. Bring you over here. Okay. let's well, you know what this the instructions also say I should save like half a cup of this potato water. I don't know why. So we're just going to save some. Sure. Because, well, actually, it's to use it to mash with later if we need more wetness. We have a special wooden stick in our house used for measuring if a cake is done or still raw. Ah, you stab the cake with a stick. Yeah, so when I bake, I will grab like a chopstick, usually like something like this, and then I will poke this in the baked good, and I also kind of check to see, oh, is there any kind of wet bread on there or whatever. Okay. Mashing time. Let's see if we can't get a good angle on this. A semi-decent angle? Sure, good enough. This stuff right here bothers me, but just don't worry about it. Okay, so for the potatoes, we need uh the sour cream and then 2 tablespoons of butter. So we're gonna put the rest of this sour cream in there. Which honestly is not like a lot, but I have more sour cream. I kind of am debating putting it in there, but 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of butter. Let's go for 1 more tablespoon of butter. I don't know how when it says 1 tablespoon of butter, do you guys do what I did? Because I feel like it's not the right way, but I'm like, how else can I do it? I have to, if I want to know if it's a tablespoon. I know a lot of people eyeball, but I don't know. As I become more proficient in cooking, I've started to eyeball it a little bit more. But I just don't feel comfortable eyeballing. This is not doing too shabby, actually. We're mashing okay. Boom. What are we thinking? Good? I feel like I didn't get a ton of mashed potatoes from that, but I think this is basically, I feel like it looks so bad on camera. But this is basically what we got for mashed potatoes. Cool. That's good enough for me. Is the butter on the hard or soft side? Soft side for sure. This is like this is plant butter. I usually do real butter, but I had some leftover plant butter and decided to use that. Typically, I use real butter though. Okay, so now we got mashed potatoes. I think we're about to ready to set our plates. We just got to add a little bit of salt to this. Cool. And now, let me get a little station set up here. Because real butter would need to be basically unfrozen. Okay. This is how I guess we will set our plate like that. Sure. All right. I do need some tongs. There's our chicken. And then I guess I grab some green beans. Honestly, I think the green beans turned out all right. And then we're going to throw some mashed taters into the mix like that. Yeah, they look good. Thank you, thank you. And there we go. That is the finished product right there. You could bring this out actually. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. A finished Herby crusted chicken with green beans and mashed potatoes. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, watching. That is it for this cooking stream. I may be back on later, maybe after I eat. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Zyphophorus, always a real one. Much love and peace. Maybe once I get this off. Goodbye.